And welcome to another edition of Nights Around the Fire, Canonsburg's #1 paranormal podcast. I'm here with Sue Taylor. She's back. Another great show for you. Listen, friends, I'm glad you can join us. We have an interesting program today, and I hope you enjoy. By request. I hope you enjoy it. I want to let you know, if you enjoy our content, right off the bat, please subscribe to this channel. Squatch that like button.
Squatch it.
And please share the video with as many people as you can. We want to grow the channel. We're going to provide more and more content, and we want you to come along for the ride. Okay, Sue, I'm almost afraid to ask, what's today's topic?
So tonight's topic was requested by one of our viewers. So thank you to who emailed this into us. This just goes to show, if you guys email us, we do read our emails and we do take suggestions, and we are happy to research. I didn't know anything about this one when I read it, but tonight we are going to talk about the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Okay, let me say that again, because I interrupted with my ... The
Fresno Nightcrawler.
Fresno Nightcrawler.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm going to go on a limb here and say Fresno, California.
Fresno, California.
Nightcrawler. That sounds, well, what is it?
It's a giant pair of pants that likes to go out for a midnight stroll.
Okay. I'm
not making this up.
All my years of my interest in the paranormal, and I would never have believed 20 years ago someone said there would be a pair of pants walking the streets of Fresno, California. Just pants. Continue, Sue.
So I watched a bunch of videos on this, and some of the creators who made these videos, I laughed the entire thing because they talked about, is this the ghost of a pair of pants that was actually dry clean only and somebody put them in the washer? Is this a ghostly pair of pants seeking out its owner? So to all of those video creators out there who have made a very creative case for this giant pair of pants.
Okay, now putting aside these interesting creators, what's your take on it, Sue?
I don't know. We're going to talk it out. I have thoughts. There is one video in particular on that I have a very strong thought on. But we'll begin at the beginning. So, March 2007, a gentleman in Fresno, California wants to see what his dog is barking at. So, this is 2007. Nobody has Ring doorbell cameras. So if you want an outside camera, you have to set up like a trail camera or like whatever a
hardwired camera security system.
Yeah, what the security cameras in that age looked like. So think about the picture that you're going to get with this. So he reviews the footage and he finds what looks like a giant pair of pants out for a walk. And there are two of them on the screen.
So a pair of pants.
Yes, a pair of pants. Yes, you were correct.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
You were correct. So one of the creatures, I'm going to use the word creature because I don't know what else is a good word for it, is larger. One of them is smaller, and it's following closely behind the larger one. They literally just look like giant pairs of pants, like the waist and then the legs down, and they have legs and they are walking. They don't have any arms. They don't have a discernible torso. They don't have a head or like facial features other than some big black eyes.
Where were the big black eyes?
Right about like midway, like if you would say like the waistband would be there. They'd be right there.
So below the waistband.
Yeah, below the waistband.
They had two pair of black eyes.
Yeah.
What color was the pant? Were the pants?
They were white in color in the video, but I don't know if they were actually white or if this was just that grainy footage from that type of camera.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So
you and everyone else on the internet.
A pair of pants. Were they male or female pants? Could this be discerned?
I don't know.
I mean, was it a child and a father type pair of pants?
That is one discussion, that it was kind of like a parent-child relationship between these two, that the smaller one was following after its parent. So that is one theory that was read out there. Now, the gentleman that filmed this video, he did not want to reveal his identity because he was afraid that this would tarnish his family's reputation, his reputation in the community. So he was finally convinced to give it over to a local Fresno Spanish-speaking channel that ran it, and it started to get some airtime. And from there, it got picked up by some of the paranormal shows where people started to really study it and really try to debunk it and figure out exactly what we were looking at here.
Did they find anything out?
So let's flash forward a little bit. Let's go to 2011. And we're going to go to Yosemite National Park.
Okay.
So Yosemite National Park, they have cameras set up around the park to discourage people from doing stupid things in the national parks.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That does happen a lot. So one of these cameras that they had set up captured a big creature and a small creature walking along, and they kind of like walk into the frame and then they walk back out. Like, not real obvious, but you could enough that you could see that they matched up with these other ones that were in Fresno. And the National Park Service did review them. They said that the equipment at the time was working properly. And the camera was mounted about 7 feet off of the ground. So it's not like a squirrel did something to mess up the camera. Or like it's not like it could have caught like a raccoon doing something on the ground or something like that.
Right, okay.
And so the ground was partially frozen, and the rangers found no footprints or anything, any evidence that anything had passed through there. But if the ground's partially frozen, like that, I'm not a nature specialist, but that you could say, well, maybe it just wasn't moving heavy enough. Maybe it just didn't step in the right places. That you can kind of look over.
We're not forensics experts here.
No. I am merely an armchair detective with a passion for Bigfoot and cryptids. So this is what we've got for you. And crime, yes. So this one was, the park says that this footage is authentic and it's something that's unexplained. So the National Park Service does not know what this is something that the rangers out there in the park have not seen before.
Okay, I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Just for you folks out there, I know you want me to go here. Now, this pair of pants in Fresno, is it possible they took a vacation to go there, to Yosemite?
Yeah.
And kind of hang out there? Is it possible this was a family vacation, or is this a separate incident with a separate set of pants?
It could be, honestly, it could be either. There could be a whole colony of these things. It could be the same thing.
Now, okay, we're talking like jeans, or we don't know.
No, it's kind of like a white, like flowy creature. Like looks like, it's like a whitish gray pair.
Like ghost pants.
Like ghost pants. Like if you were going to put a sheet over your head and say that you were a ghost with like 2 eye cutouts, that's kind of what it looks like, except it has no arms and like distinctive legs.
No feet?
No feet that have been discerned, but it is walking, and it's walking on something.
Okay, so I want to go fishing here.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm not good at fishing, friends. But is this related to maybe a ghost that we don't see the rest of the body because there's no clothing on the upper half, just pants? Could this be an apparition?
So that's a really good theory, and that's actually one I haven't heard before. Like, that's like, people want to talk about, is it an alien? Is it a cryptid? Is it some sort of unknown animal? Like, there's even theories that it's a fungus. But yeah, maybe it's some sort of ghost. Like, maybe it's some sort of ghost and haunt that we're catching on camera that we can only see parts of it.
Now, you see, what you just mentioned, those other theories don't make sense to me at all. I mean, they're like, out of a 10 being the best theory, they're like a negative 10. Alien pants. I just can't buy it. What was the other ones?
Some other form of
fungus.
Cryptid, a fungus.
Why would fungus wear pants?
Some sort of unknown animal.
Yeah. No, I'm not falling for any of those. To me, when I see an apparition, I think ghost. Now, is there other theories out there that may make sense?
So there's a lot of chatter, but there's nothing that's really clear. One discussion is that it is. I'm not sure where I want to go next with this one.
Oh.
There's not a lot of sightings of this type of cryptid. If this is truly a cryptid, there's not a lot of sightings of it. And there was one situation in 2014, a couple saw a very similar style cryptid that was believed to be about 7 feet tall, was walking with its knees bent backwards in Ohio. That's the only East Coast story that I can find.
Wow. The state over from us, Ohio.
Yeah, so one of the YouTubers that I was watching theorized that that was a crane, actually, which that does kind of make sense, that it could be some sort of a bird. Like a bird could like have like more like spindly legs that are moving around. So it could have been a crane. And I mean, even this could be some sort of like deformed animal, but to be seen like twice on 2 different cameras.
Yeah. When someone tries to use another animal to explain something they see, I can go with that. We talk about Bigfoot. Everybody, it's always a bear. Now, be frank about it. It's probably not always a bear. People know what bears look like. And bears do walk on hind legs occasionally. Maybe more often than we know. But they're not going to run on it. They're not going to like be there on their back legs alone all day. And when you talk about Bigfoot, I don't always buy that people want to use a bear. In this case, a crane. Well, where's the rest of the bird?
Where's the rest of the bird? And I'm not going to say it, and this is always one of my arguments with Bigfoot. We don't know every animal that's out there on the planet.
No.
Like, there's plenty of unidentified species. So if it is some type of an animal, like, I think the fungus thing is a stretch.
Yeah, a walking fungus.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of fungus. But
that's a lot of fungus.
Yeah, because these things aren't like that camera in Yosemite was 7 feet off of the ground and was like looking down at them. And so it wasn't on like eye level with the camera. Like it wasn't like looking into the camera, but it was obviously like larger. It wasn't like something small that was kind of scampering along the ground.
Okay, is this something that people think could have been rigged up?
Absolutely. So there's one video that is on YouTube. It is from 2020, and it supposedly shows one of these creatures walking into frame and then immediately walking back out. One of the YouTubers that I was watching said that he pointed out it's clearly 2 deer on their hind legs fighting. And like they come into the frame real quick and then they run back out. And after I looked at that, that's obviously what it was. Like you could clearly see that's so that video from 2020. No, that one I'm going to, having a look at that one, I'm going to say, I'm going to debunk that one entirely. Now, there is someone on the internet who came out and said the whole thing was a hoax. He even gave descriptions as to how he rigged it up. So I could see the one in Fresno being rigged. It could be an art project, like not even somebody trying to mess with people, but like somebody doing some sort of a project or playing some sort of a game or doing something harmless, and somebody sees it and misconstrues it, and they may not even have seen, because you and I watch a lot of cryptid stuff, and you and I had not heard of these.
No.
So there may be somebody out there who's like, you remember when we made that dummy and it looked really cool and it really worked, and they don't even know that their fancy pair of pants is now being considered a cryptid on the internet. So the one YouTuber I watched, they tried to recreate it following the guy's steps. And it did look pretty convincing. Like they used a sheet and like PVC pipe. But the guy that originally recorded it, he had no reason to want to lie about this. And the thing that gets me is the Yosemite video. Because it's not impossible to get into a national park at night, obviously.
Right.
But I think it would be a lot harder to fake a hoax like this in a national park.
I think so too. And I think it, as much as we might say it's maybe easy to get into a national park at night, they have security cameras, they have people staffing, and someone would see somebody on the road. I mean, how else would you get there?
Well,
I mean, you could try to go through the woods. There's different. Well, why go to all that trouble?
Why go to all that trouble? And then if you're trying to rig something up, you're going to need lights. Like, you're going to need to transport it. Like, I guess you could hike in there with it, like, on your back.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
you're still going to need lights to set it up and everything. So that's what gets me. I'm not convinced this is a real thing. But that Yosemite one gets me that there's got to be some other explanation, because it's really hard to do a hoax in the national park at night.
So how many actual sightings were there of the Fresno stalker?
So there's 3, let's go with 4, counting the one in 2020 that I am standing on the side of deer fighting, because yes, that's what it looks like if you watch the video. There was another one that was in 2017 in Chinatown in San Francisco. And it was about 4 a.m. by a truck driver who was making a delivery in town. And he saw a creature that fit this description. It had long legs and they folded backwards like an insect. And supposedly, he doesn't have any footage or video, but he made a sketch of it and passed it along to a paranormal group afterwards. And they said, oh, this looks like the Nightcrawler.
Okay.
So, okay. He supposedly did not know about the Yosemite sightings. Now, he didn't know about the Yosemite sightings, but did he know about the other Fresno sightings? I don't know. There's not enough evidence on this one for me to say it's credible.
Yeah, to me, the reason we're so enthralled by Bigfoot is there are people that see it all the time. It's a repeatable event. This particular event, it's not spontaneous. It doesn't happen a lot, and it's very spread out. And it's still, film-wise, really can't break it down, because ultimately how night vision really is not great with certain things. If you use night vision cameras, that creates a whole new aura to an object.
Well, and even at 4 a.m., like, let's say, like, people who work night shifts are, like, different type of people.
Right.
But 4 a.m. is still 4 a.m. Like, it's still really early. It's a weird time for, like, the body to be up. Like, you're just coming off of that 3 a.m. time where most of the world is quiet.
Right.
So, like, I have a friend who works at Starbucks who has to be up at 4 a.m. Sometimes I get to Starbucks. Like, I myself was awake at 4 a.m. this morning. Like, I don't know what I see at 4 a.m. Like, your brain can play tricks on you at that hour. So it's dark. Maybe he saw some sort of a shadow or some sort of, like, maybe he saw something and his brain thought that it was one of these night crawlers that he had heard about, which is a terrifying name for these things when they are not scary looking.
Yes. I called him the Night Stalker, which was a TV show.
That was a different type of bad thing. That was a very bad thing.
So really, when I think of this, I can't really take it seriously. It doesn't stroke fear into my heart or searching for the unknown there, because again, there just wasn't enough sightings.
So let's take it back a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So California is home to a lot of Native American tribes. That
Right.
whole area is home to a lot of Native American tribes. So there are some stories out there. Some people, this story got a resurgence on TikTok in 2021. So it had a whole new level of people looking at it and trying to debunk it, figure out what it is. And it also paved the way for them to start making like t-shirts and plushies and stuff like that. So it's a lesser known cryptid, but it has joined the world of like true cryptids like Bigfoot and all of our other guys. So people have been trying to say since then that some of the Native American tribes in California referenced creatures like this. And supposedly they were called the night walkers or the spirit legs. And they were spirits that walked at night and were not to be disturbed. Now, someone recently may have said that this was a spirit of some sort. But Native American traditions are not usually written, and there is no real evidence of Native Americans passing this story on. But since all of their tradition was oral, it just might have gotten missed, and it might just be a lesser known story that was told and one that was not documented. Because that I could actually get behind. I could get behind that this is some sort of Native American spirit.
We respect you people. We love you. And if you are Native American and you've heard about this through oral tradition or whatever, please contact us. We have an email address.
StrangeWorld777 at Yahoo. I try to check it at least once a week.
Right. So it's Strange Worlds at StrangeWorlds777 at yahoo.com. Sue does check it all the time. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your opinion.
This story is evidence that we take our viewers very seriously. So if you guys have something to say, and also we had somebody give us another Bigfoot story on last week's Bigfoot video. So thank you for that.
Yes.
It was out in the California part of Washington County, not California the state, California, Pennsylvania. And it was an interesting listen. I sent you the link, so we can link that in the comments section. That's a good one for us to go back to for future Bigfoot.
Right. Thank you. We do listen. And again, if you enjoy our content, please subscribe to the channel, squash that like button, and share the video with as many of your friends and family and neighbors as you can. We're going to be, again, pounding this channel with a lot of content, and a lot of content that you, the viewer, have recommended. So I know that our list is growing, and this was on the list. A viewer wanted for us to take a look at it. It's interesting, and it's probably the funniest one I've heard, because when I think about a pair of pants, I can't get terrified.
Now, have you seen a picture of them?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. And it's not one that you and I had heard of.
No.
So it's a lesser known cryptid, and there's not many of these East Coast sightings. Mm-mm. So if it is some sort of physical, living, breathing cryptid, then it's limited entirely to one part of the country.
Right. Minus the debunked one in Ohio.
That one's not the one that's debunked.
No. I'm sorry.
The one that's debunked is, I don't remember where the location was, but that's the 2020 video.
Okay, that was debunked.
Yeah, so that one was April 25th, 2020. And you think about the fact that we were in the middle of the pandemic at that time, so people were kind of looking for things to entertain themselves. And the person who posted it online has never followed up or given their location. So, again, I think that April 2020 video was two deer fighting.
Okay, we can go with that. Well, obviously, we'll never really know. For my point of view here, the East Coast, and we've talked about this before, the West Coast seems to have all the really fun things. It's got all the mysteries and legends of the desert, Bigfoot and the Great Northwest, Skinwalker Ranch, now the Fresno Nightcrawler. Mm-hmm. And here on the East Coast, what we're really known for is mostly ghosts. We do have some Bigfoot sightings.
We're going to talk next week about an area of Pennsylvania that's got a lot of Bigfoot sightings.
Okay, so put that on your calendar. Next week, Bigfoot in Pennsylvania. Actually, central Pennsylvania. Sue's been there. I've been there. But I did not know it had as many Bigfoot sightings as they recorded.
Mm-hmm. But we have no Nightcrawler.
No Nightcrawler activity here.
No.
Although when I take my dog out now, I'll always be wondering what she's barking at. If it's a pair of pants walking up the street, I'll try to get my camera out.
Video of it,
I'll say, hey, wait, can I interview you for Nights Around the Fire?
The Cannonsburg
Paranormal.
The Cannonsburg Nightcrawler.
Yeah, the Cannonsburg Nightcrawler.
We need a cryptid named the Cannonsburg Nightcrawler, because this thing is just so ridiculous looking, and we're calling it the Nightcrawler. And the Nightcrawler, you picture this thing just crawling up the side of your house and peeking in your windows and hoo. But okay, so if dogs are barking at it and it's casting a shadow,
it's a physical thing.
Something is there.
Dogs bark at ghosts.
Well, and I do have a cat that recently I've noticed she watches something that I cannot see. around the room.
Very sensitive animals, dogs and cats.
So dogs can bark at ghosts. They can react to ghosts. But the shadow casting thing makes me think maybe it's something else.
Well, if anybody knows any more about this, again, send us an email. Let us know what you know, because ultimately we have very little to go on here.
So I'm going to ask a dumb question. Did we have drones in 2007? Like, were they easily accessible to the public?
No, they weren't.
Okay. So it's not like somebody could have, like, got a drone and, like, put, like, a tarp or something, or a sheet or something on a, like, a wire and, like, kind of flown it along.
I remember the movie Signs.
Yeah.
With Mel Gibson. And crop circles showed up. And, of course, the news came out that people can make those crop circles overnight. A group of people working in tandem with a blueprint can do that. But that doesn't really answer the question, is every single one of these done by groups of people? Most likely not. Let's be honest. It's unlikely, because I think it's a copycat thing. When someone first found these crop circles, people will always, just like any other interesting thing that happens, people will try to copycat it and put it on the internet, put it on air, talk about it, whatever. And I think that's what happened with crop circles. And I think in this case, it really hasn't blown up like things like that.
So, and that's an interesting point, because there's not a lot of videos out there of people faking these. So if these are truly fake creatures, and this is all like a hoax that somebody was just messing around, then why aren't there more videos of it? Why aren't there more cases of it being debunked? Because even Bigfoot, we can say, okay, well, that was just somebody out there making footprints or making noises. We have fake cases of Bigfoot. So why aren't there a ton of fake cases of this guy?
Right. I mean, this is the question we really can't answer, because if people see one way to their minute of fame, and I'm not even saying a fortune, because I don't think anybody's going to make money on these videos.
No.
But just the fact that it's interesting, that people want to watch, you'd think there'd be more people trying to copy it. But either it's more difficult to do it. It's probably not as easy as you think.
Maybe that should be our next video, is maybe we should go out with a sheet and, like, try to debunk it. Like, because I guess you could put a sheet over and then fashion it in a way that you could still walk. And, like, do, like, eye cutouts. So it could be a person in a sheet.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
I mean, I just can't imagine trying to do that. And the question for me is why? I mean, it didn't really catch on, obviously, right?
It did. And, I mean, it had the resurgence on TikTok. So
okay,
people are still talking about it. And it's got a pretty decent set of videos out there. Like, there's at least one PBS video on there. So people have looked at it, but it's something that not a lot of people know. Like, if you went out and asked people what they thought about Bigfoot, they would be able to give you an answer.
Yeah.
If you ask people about the Fresno Nightcrawler, they're going to be like, oh, you mean Richard Ramirez?
Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, in my point of view here, I don't find it that interesting for me, because, again, without something being repeating, that's something that can affect me, that's, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to think much about it. Personally, I'm thinking if it's not something that somebody actually faked, it's a ghost. That's the way I look at it. If you didn't make this up and make it somehow, it's a ghost. All the other things don't catch my attention.
See, that video in Yosemite gets me. If it had just been the one video, I probably would have been like, oh, whatever with this.
Yeah.
But that video in Yosemite just gives me something to think about, because you can't fake that easily. So maybe it is some sort of Native American spirit. Like, maybe we're not digging deep enough into the Native American legends with this to identify the spirit.
I don't know that that'd be the Native Americans in this part of the country. Maybe it was a Western or Southwestern Native American belief or thing that they talked about or had oral tradition about, but we don't really have context. So again, if you are Native American and you live in the Southwest or the West, give us an email, a shout out, and let us know what you think, what you've heard. And again, if you can debunk it, we're more than happy to bring that on the air and say that, it was debunked, or people believe that it's not what it really is supposed to be. Let us know, because we have very little resources out west, and Fresno's a long way.
Fresno's a long way.
From
And
here.
if you are a person who has faked these before, let us know that too, because Dave and I will go out back the next nice day that we get, and we will put one together.
And tell us how you did it. We're not that smart with that stuff.
I'll drive us to Lowe's to buy the supplies.
We'll go to Lowe's or Home Depot.
And get the supplies.
What are you building? Oh,
Nightcrawler.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Nightcrawler.
Good luck building the Nightcrawler.
Maybe that'll be the Halloween decoration. Instead of one of those 8 feet skeletons.
Yeah, it'll be
Next
pants.
Halloween, I'll build a giant Nightcrawler in my front yard.
Or, yeah, I mean, you know what? Even if I can get like a size 60 pants, stuff them, paint them white, and just
Put some eyes on
put
it.
some eyes on it and have it like on a string going across the yard.
That would be pretty cool.
The Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
I bet you
exactly.
that hits the news.
See, you could there. Now we've determined how you could fake the Cannonsburg Nightcrawler. You heard it here, folks. The next cryptid is coming in Cannonsburg, October 2026.
Hey, we're not called Cannonsburg's #1 paranormal station in the world because we don't think these things out.
Yeah. So we've got a plan. So that'll be our next big outing. there.
Right. Yeah. So let us hear from you. We appreciate it. Sue, you said Bigfoot's coming back up. We know that a lot of people love that topic. There's a lot of things that in the winter that I just really get creeped out about. Ghosts, even night crawlers, Bigfoot, and even UFOs. The winter seems to bring out the worst in me when it comes to these things.
So do you think that the Nightcrawler could be an alien?
No.
No, you don't think it's an alien?
No. I mean, if you'd listened to half of America who said they got beamed up to a spaceship and probed, I say this, that, if aliens have been probing people's buttholes for 30 years and still don't know what's going on, they're not real bright. Okay, so I debunked that. Okay, I just debunked that. You heard it here.
You heard it here.
No, I'm not denying there might not have been people that were taken, maybe. But the sheer numbers show me that I don't think it means what you think it means. It's still a butthole. That's all it is. And people are getting probed by the hundreds of thousands. I don't get it.
I don't feel like they don't get taken up by aliens as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Like that used to be a much bigger
It was.
thing, was to get picked up by aliens. And
Right.
now, no, aliens have lost interest in us.
They have. Yeah, they have. And some of us have lost interest in aliens, but we still know
Not here.
they're here. Not here on this channel. Cannonsburg's #1.
Paranormal podcast.
We're #1 for a reason, because we care about all things paranormal, and we do. In fact, we're going to be doing some more videos with Ken.
We have Ken scheduled. We have a coming next month's a big month for us because we have a haunted shop in Cannonsburg that we're going to do a nice interview with the proprietor.
Yeah.
And Ken will be back to talk about some most haunted locations, part 2.
Yeah, part 2. That was popular, and we know you enjoyed that. Ghosts are the thing right now in Cannonsburg because we believe our town is haunted in a big-time way. And I could have told you that when I was very young. I could kind of sense that.
We really have to do a user stories thing.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Ken's got a Bigfoot story to tell us.
He does.
So that's going to be an exciting piece, but we really need to start getting some user stories. I've got my friend's UFO story when we cover Greene County.
Okay.
And we've got, you and I both have our own stories.
We do.
To tell.
We
so if you've got user stories, send them to us because we want to tell your stories. If you want to come on and tell stories, we're open to that too.
We're open to that. Listen, we're going to be different. We just don't want to talk because we like talking. We want to delve into things you enjoy, and the paranormal and all these things I've always enjoyed. Sue's always enjoyed for a long time. And listen, it's fun, it's entertaining, and it makes you think.
We really want to know if you've seen the Nightcrawler, or if you have, especially if you have an East Coast sighting.
Yeah.
If you have any East Coast sightings of the Nightcrawler, we really want to hear about that, because that's what makes me agree with you that it is more of a spirit.
Yeah.
Because it's only on that one part
Yeah.
of the country.
It just seems that way to me. And again, any story you have like that, we'll be more than happy to hear. Just share it with us on strangeworlds777@yahoo.com. That's our email address. Again, I'll put it on the bottom of the page here. And again, you probably saw some of the pictures of the Fresno Nightcrawler that I've placed into this video. Take a look at those, and again, comment on what you think.
Because remember, people thought that the Mothman could be some sort of a crane or
Right.
some sort of mutated animal from the nuclear waste that's out there, which I actually think is a really good idea. Like, that actually could be a thing. So I don't know much about, like, and I didn't see anything in my research about the land in these areas that has, if there was any kind of radiation or anything in these areas. Yosemite, I'm sure not, because you don't send a bunch of tourists into an area with high radiation.
But there might be electromagnetic radiation, which is generated through different types of quartz and granite in the mountains. I know that's a thing
that could be a good thing.
And I think that's a lot, like in Sonoma, California, there's a lot of strange things that happen there. There's a lot of richness to the land. And again, that's in California. Here in southwestern Pennsylvania, we did have Native Americans. We still do, I'm sure. And hey, by the way, if you're a Native American and you live here in southwestern Pennsylvania, drop us a line as well. We want to just say hi to you. And if you have stories that your elders have told you, we want to hear them. We love the legends, and we love the oral tradition of Native Americans. We want to hear from you. We quote them a lot in our Bigfoot programs because, again, throughout history, the Native Americans have documented on wall paintings and carvings what they have witnessed. So we want to hear from you.
In 60 years, your grandson will be telling his grandchildren and children about how his grandfather used to tell him about the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Right. Well, and he's going to say there's not much of a story unless you come up with a better take on it. We're waiting to hear from you.
Because I think 2020 was the last real sighting of this guy. So maybe conditions have to be right for the spirit to come out, or
again, these are things that without a lot of data, you can't put the parts together.
No, and this is a hard one. This is a much smaller cryptid. Maybe it's a much newer cryptid. Maybe it's one that we just haven't had enough research on to really stand out like the other ones.
And it goes back to this portal creature.
I was going to say, because you were talking about the conditions up in Yosemite, maybe it's got some sort of a portal that it can move through easily.
Right. And friends, we truly do believe there are portals that exist on this planet. We've said this, that physics agrees with us that this can happen and probably does happen. And a portal basically is a thin spot between maybe two pieces of real estate, one in the future, one in the past, or somewhere completely different. Or it could be just a step into another world, Go ahead.
So I have a thought.
Yeah.
What if we've got these cameras set up in the national parks? Why are we catching the Night Stalker, and why are we not getting clear Bigfoot footage?
I think that any Bigfoot footage is scrubbed.
You think? Okay, I could agree with that. Or it's either scrubbed, or Bigfoot is smart enough to know what cameras are.
I'm sure it's a little of both. I do know, and I was told this was many years ago, by someone who worked in the parks for a short time. And he said that this was brought up, and the leadership said that we in the park system will not create any type of enigma that people will either be afraid of or come in groves to find. So there's a two-edged sword there, that they would rather keep it kind of quiet. They don't want, because you know what would happen? We would be there. There would be a lot of groups that go. It would be probably thousands of groups flooding the national parks with equipment, with you name it. And of course, most of these people aren't equipped to do any of this, and I'm sure it'll be a disaster.
And I have long said that is why one of the reasons why I think the government is covering up Bigfoot is because if you tell people that Bigfoot is real and he's living in the national parks, you're going to have two types of people. You're going to have people like that who are going to go running out there and they're going to trample all over the national parks. They're going to ruin the national parks. And then you're going to have these other people who are like, I'm not taking my kids hiking in a place where you tell me there's literally a 12-foot ape man, that he's real, he exists, and you've seen him and you know where he lives. Like, we're not doing that. We're going to go to Disney World. Take it up with that 9-foot mouse.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to this, and probably with a lot of these mysteries, that a lot of information is and UFOs is one of the biggest examples of this. I'm not sure why the government has withheld a lot of the information and has redacted a lot of the information that they've gleaned over the years about UFOs. And we know they exist. We know that recently there's been a lot of talk about it where UFOs have buffeted American warships, that it's been recorded by Navy pilots on sonar. There's been documentaries about it. People from the military have been on those documentaries, but that's where it ends.
Remember how well War of the Worlds went over?
Yeah.
Like, remember how well that went over. And that was just a hoax. Not even an intentional hoax. That was just an accident. Like, we had people shooting at the sky. So, again, I just don't think we as humans can be trusted to be told that some of this stuff is real, because we'll break it.
The average person, probably that's true. I get a feeling that that people really can't handle the truth.
Yep.
You know, and
Thank you, Mr. Cruz.
yeah. That yeah. Well, the truth really here is that we'll never get enough evidence and enough clear documentation to put it all together. A lot of people, I believe, have come close and maybe haven't, but it takes work and it takes thinking out of the box. And of course, I think Americans are too busy with fighting each other over politics today than finding the truth about any one particular legend, mystery, or myth.
Bigfoot and the Nightcrawler could walk out of the wilderness together, and people are so busy arguing politics right now that they wouldn't notice.
No, sad, but we're here to do that. We're glad you're joining us. Thank you. We have a bunch of videos out there on our website. Please go and check them all out. As I mentioned, if you enjoy our content, me, Sue, and Ashley, please subscribe to our channel. That's a big thing. And of course, the algorithms in YouTube really also play to likes. So as Sue says,
Squatch that like button.
Squatch it. And of course, share the video. Until we really get the algorithm working for us, we're going to continue to pound these videos out and hope that you folks continue to watch and share and join with us in the journey of looking into the mystery of the unknown. We love it. We want to follow what you want to follow. Email us what you think. strangeworlds777 at yahoo.com. And of course, please leave a comment.
So what's your final thoughts? What's your final answer on the Nightcrawler?
Okay, I'm thinking if it's anything at all, it's some form of spirit.
I like that. And that's one that I hadn't read, but I'm good with going with that. I'm good with going, other than the jokes about like the ghost pants and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I am good with setting myself as a ghost. I was trying to think of how it could be a hoax, because I really wanted to say that it was a hoax, but I don't have enough evidence to say it's a hoax either.
No. Sometimes you have to go with what you have, and what we have is some film, some people's testimony, and I believe that if anything, it's a ghost, and hopefully maybe someone else can shed some light on it.
Hopefully. Maybe there'll be another sighting of it. Maybe the conditions will be right and they'll pop back up and we'll be able to get a real idea of what it is. Maybe somebody will be able to get closer. But again, it's only seen on camera. Unless you believe that one story of the delivery driver at 4 a.m., it's only seen on camera. People aren't having up close and personal.
Right. It's not fun to people.
No, well, it adds to the spirit thing that only a camera can pick it up. Maybe we can't. Maybe that's always around us. We just can't see it with naked eye.
Maybe so. Unless, if my pants get up and walk away from me one day, then I'll let you all know. But for now, I'm going to stick with them and believe that if it's anything, it's a ghost, it's a spirit, it's something off the charts that we've never heard of before. And maybe we'll leave it at that till we get more data from you, our viewers. Anything else, Sue?
No, I think that's it for the Nightcrawler. Thank you again for emailing us and requesting that. It was fun to research. It was fun to talk about. So hopefully send them more in. Send more in that Dave and I don't know anything about so we can look them up.
We'll try our best at it. We, again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share our videos. Watch out for our next video. And if you hit that bell icon, it will get you a reminder of our next video when it's really up and out. And we thank you for joining us here on Nights Around the Fire.
Bye, guys.